Fang Yi had activated the boundless dark realm. From within that realm, he summoned his flower. The moment the flower emerged, it began to blossom, instantly absorbing the power of all the luminous creatures present there. Using the power of desolation, it caused the surrounding energy to rot. Immediately, it released its roots to capture the bats flying all around. As the roots spread, they captured the bats one after another and began to absorb their power. The sky was slowly returning to normal. Watching that, he said, "Did they hide again?" Then, smiling to himself, he thought, "When I chased it into midair, I realized that although this giant cocoon is clearly visible in the sky, appearing like a strange, illusionary phenomenon, in reality, it's like a visible but untouchable mirage. But it can hear the heartbeat of the king inside it. It's like the deep, wild war drums from an ancient battlefield, each beat calling forth the darkest and most violent desires surged within his heart. Since that was the case, yet the creature still hid in fear. It must mean it hadn't completely hatched yet. After confirming this, Long Chen grabbed his communication device and asked, "Hey, have you detected its exact location yet?" From the other side, a voice replied through the device, "Yes. The king's position has been detected. We're transferring the coordinates to your instrument now." Moments later, the device in Long Chen's hand emitted a burst of red energy that shot toward the location of the monster's king. As soon as the position was confirmed, Long Chen immediately activated his Dragon King's technique or dragon breathing technique, releasing a radiant divine energy from within. His entire body began to glow with intense, blinding light, so bright and powerful that it spread throughout the entire area. Then, in an instant, he shot up toward the sky with incredible speed. Far away, other awakeners fighting the bats across the people in the city looked up and were stunned by the spectacle. "What kind of ability is that?" Someone shouted. "Is that fire energy?" Another asked, "Why?" Everyone was shocked. Then one of them exclaimed, "No, that's not fire. A fire attribute couldn't possess such immense power or counter the dark attribute like this. It's the pure supreme yang energy, the yang attribute, the perfect opposite and nemesis of darkness." Meanwhile, the organization's command center was monitoring the data in disbelief. The researchers looked at their screens, stunned. One of them shouted, "The number of anomalies is dropping rapidly. The encirclement's diameter is shrinking. The anomaly density has already fallen to 100. None of them could believe what they were seeing. It was beyond comprehension. At the same time, Galen was advancing quickly with her army toward Long Chen's position. She looked up at the sky where a blazing circle of powerful fire energy surrounded the area where the anomaly king was hidden. Suddenly, a report came through her communicator. "All the bat swarms blocking our path are receiving some kind of command. They're retreating. All of them are flying back toward the city." Looking up at the sky, Galen said, "Fang Ya, he's going to attack the anomaly king's cocoon." The young man, Fang Ya, standing beside her widened his eyes and said, "So it really is him, that tyrant with the heavenly fireblade Long Chen. Incredible. This power. It's the purest, most extreme form of yang energy. But even so, he's going to face the anomaly king alone." Galen immediately turned to her soldiers and commanded, "Let's move as fast as possible toward the city." But before they could act, the boy beside her pointed toward the sky and said, "Wait, look over there." "What's that?" Everyone looked up where moments ago the blazing the ring of fire energy had been wiping out the bat monsters. A massive green cocoon had now appeared in the sky. Seeing this, Galen gasped, "Don't tell me. The anomaly king is starting to hatch early." Elsewhere in the city, other hunters saw the same thing and shouted in rage, "Those beasts, they killed our comrades. Kill them all. I'll slaughter every single anomaly." At that very moment, Lin Yi stood on a rooftop, furious. She clenched her fists and shouted, "If we keep defending passively, we'll wait for death. We have to do something to help my cousin, Fang Yi." Her voice trembled with emotion as she continued, "The birth of the creature inside that giant cocoon will come at the cost of all our lives. It will turn the entire city into a hellish feast of blood. The number of B rank, and even S rank anomalies blocking my cousin shows how many of our family and friends they've already slaughtered." Then her eyes fell upon our hero's flower, and realization struck her. "I get it now. The flower Fang Yi summoned earlier had absorbed the powers of so many bats. It's just like the desolation ghost vines we encountered last time. So, my cousin has mastered the desolation attribute, too." With determination blazing in her eyes, she shouted to her teammates, "In that case, let's channel all our spiritual energy into that net of plants he created. Let it absorb our power." Saying that, she began to unleash waves of energy attacks toward the flower. As soon as she did, every other hunter across the city followed her lead. Those who had been standing still now raised their hands, launching streams of glowing energy toward the sky. From every direction, beams of light converged upon the flower our hero had summoned. Meanwhile, one of the senior officers fighting with the squad noticed the phenomenon and exclaimed, "Are the pioneers channeling their spiritual power to attack the anomaly? No, their strength isn't enough to directly hit the king in the sky. Wait, I get it. They're channeling their energy into Ye Chen's plant." Realizing that, he released his own power and shouted, "I'll help too." The other hunters around him, hearing his words, got fired up as well. "Yes, count us in," they yelled, releasing their energy toward the flower. Soon, beams of spiritual energy were soaring through the skies from every corner of the city, all converging on our hero's flower. Suking, who was healing her teammates, looked up and saw the power of every pioneer in the city flowing toward that single flower. She immediately understood what was happening. Smiling softly, she too raised her hands and released her power, whispering, "Come on, Anomaly King. This is the resistance of humanity in this city." Countless streams of energy surged toward our hero's flower, making it stronger, brighter, and more powerful than ever before. And on the other side, Ye Chen was fiercely battling his way through the swarm of bats. He cut down every single one that came in his path, moving forward relentlessly. Suddenly, a warning voice echoed from the device in his hand. "Be careful. All the bat swarms outside the city are going berserk and rushing toward you. 20,000 B-grade anomalies equivalent to Ghost Forge 3-star. 10,000 anomalies at Spirit Creation 1-star level, and over 10,000 grade anomalies as well." In the next moment, our hero found himself completely surrounded by countless bats from every direction. He looked up at the sky and said coldly, "It's useless. No matter how many of your subordinates you summon, I'll wipe them all out. Anomaly King, have you tried to break out of your cocoon before completing your evolution because you fear that I'll kill you?" Just as he finished speaking, the enormous cocoon in the sky began to crack apart. A terrifying mutated hand burst out from within. Seeing it, our hero's expression turned serious. "He's coming. He's already formed." Instantly, he activated the fire energy within his sword, readying himself for battle. From the cocoon, another massive arm tore its way out. Both hands then ripped the cocoon wide open, and from inside, the king of the bats, the Anomaly King, emerged with a deafening roar. The moment it screamed, the entire area trembled violently. Its roar echoed throughout the entire city, shaking every building and every heart. All the awakeners across the city froze in fear, their faces pale. The ground itself seemed to quake beneath the king's monstrous cry. "An earthquake has struck," one of them shouted in terror. "It's the power of the king of anomalies." Beside him, another hunter, trembling with anger, yelled, "Damn it. Could it be that the king of anomalies can destroy us all so easily just by breaking out of its cocoon?" Everyone watching from afar had gone completely silent. Their faces were grim. They all understood what this meant. The Anomaly King had fully awakened. In that moment, everyone prayed for our hero's success. Because if he failed, it would all be over. Meanwhile, Ye Chen stared straight at the monstrous figure before him and said firmly, "You are the king of dark anomalies, the very cause of this entire disaster." Standing atop his flower, he released waves of blazing fire energy as he continued, "I grew up here. I love this place, and I love the life I have now." The Anomaly King responded with an enraged roar. And in the next instant, both of them charged straight at each other to attack. As our hero surged forward, he shouted, "Anomaly King, please die by my hands as quickly as possible." And then their attacks collided with a powerful impact, shaking the skies and the earth beneath them.